I think a lot of people think that what we do is very, very physically demanding, and it is. But I think it's actually even more demanding mentally.
1, 2, 3,
You have to have one mind. You have to do it physically together. And you have to do it all in the same time. It's almost like architecture. It's between engineering and art.
Here we go, ready? Stay in front of it. Stay in front of it.
You have the ability to keep going when everything else in your body tells you to stop.
We're not waiting, you're the big dog. You're the big dog.
I think in rowing what you learn is that you can go well beyond your physical abilities. And I think you keep learning that over and over and over again.
Power off the start. That's what Coach Callahan was talking about. You could see the power here.
Hometown heroes, here they come.
1, 2, 3, Huskies!
A Washington oarsman is definitely a gritty person. You have to be defined by your work ethic. I mean, the boys in the boat, everyone realizes most of them probably hadn't rowed at all, maybe a skiff on their home lake or something, but most of them were walk-ons and learned to row at the University of Washington. Secondly, you have to, I think in the West, when you came West, even though you were a pioneer, to survive, you probably had to work in teams. And I think the boys in the boat personify that. They were rowing for each other, you know, as one, together. In fact, I always think about Joe Rance when I'm recruiting. I mean, he's a person who personified hard work, and he had that drive that so many people that we are looking for have. I think the piece that was missing for him is the ability to trust. And with his background, you can understand that. But he had that growth in him to know that that's the next step. And that's why I think the bond between the boys was so strong. That trust was just unbreakable. Today, we recruit really high-level student athletes that have rowed before and had a lot of success prior to the University of Washington. And when we're looking for the right combination of people, we actually look for a lot of collaboration. You know, we want to have good spirit in the boathouse, and I don't always look for everyone to be exactly the same. Everyone might have different skills. In the Boys in the Boat time, they called swing. It's what you were able to produce together, and together then produce something really beautiful. When you come to the team now, there's this fraternity and sorority of women and men who've gone through this program that are here to support you. One of your support networks is your class, and then you realize then it's the team, and then you realize it's the greater rowing community of the University of Washington. There are people who've pushed through these barriers for decades, and you're living a common experience.
You look at like it, high chest, don't, yep. On time, chest.
One thing about rowing in the Pacific Northwest is it prepares you to row in anything. The hard days in February, when the wind is blowing, it's raining, it's below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Actually, the spirit in the boathouse is we'd love to go out there and row in it. We know it makes us stronger, it makes us tougher. When you look at the Olympic final in 1936, they were put out way out on the far lane, and it was windy and it was wavy out there. But the boys came through it. It was like rowing on a normal day on Lake Washington for them.
Try both places. That's what I mean. I think you have to experiment with it a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it again.
Seattle is surrounded by water, and people see us rowing from the highways, from the streets, from the shores, their office buildings all the time. So people grew up with following it here. Campus is on Lake Washington. You go through the Montlake Cut, a beautiful rowing stadium. It's like we have our own stadium for rowing.
Welcome to the 37th annual Windermere Cup. Can't wait to see these races start.
I think Rowtown, USA embodies the community here. I wanted to galvanize all the rowing community. There's quite a few boathouses and rowers here. How the history of rowing, the small city in the Pacific Northwest, and how we've won so many Olympic medals and national championships from Seattle. We wanted to show US rowing and the rest of our nation that you could develop Olympic class athletes, not just in 1936, but also in this day and age. Of course, we want them to win races, and we want them to succeed. I think you learn a lot from the pursuit of success. But I think the most important thing is that you realize that it developed you, that all that hard work with other people, and I think the journey with your teammates served you for the rest of your life.